Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the KnifeCenter coming at you from SHOT Show 2025 at the Microtech booth. We got the man himself, Tony. How you doing, man?
Doing well. I appreciate you guys coming out.
Hey, appreciate you being here, man. Want to talk about the new Ultratech Zero Blade Play, and with this knife here, it feels like we're kind of entering like the plateau of plateau is a bad word, but like the next level of evolution of Microtech's latest era with like the new construction, the new
100%,
internals,
100%.
the new bits here, and now of course that super stable blade.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going for?
You know what we started to look at. I mean, we started making the double action OTFs. I think it was 1999 is when the first Ultratechs came through. So those were concepted in Vero Beach, and it was one of those things. I mean, I love the automatic knives. I mean, just to give you the short story, I remember my mom when I was a kid. She would travel abroad. She'd travel to Europe a lot. She brought me home. I think it was like a small buffalo horn switchblade, and she brought me it was the NATO. In and out OTF. If you could find them, they still make them. It says NATO on the handle. It had a red handle, and I was infatuated then.
And the bug was born.
The bug was born. So,
yeah, man.
Again, the industry has continued to challenge Microtech throughout the years by saying, hey, could you make something like this but make it better? And when we made the first Ultratechs, some of our dealers were like, that ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly. It's like, you know what? I think it's pretty cool. And it continued to run from there.
And now it's a backbone of your lineup, really.
Ultratech was the highest grossing margin, or the most, as far as numbers or sheer numbers are concerned. We made more Ultratechs than any other Microtech SKU because it was made over such a long period of time. So when you see serial numbers out there that exceed, 250, 300,000 of just the one SKU.
Right. Not all the
variations.
There's
There's serial number sequence throughout.
Right.
We made quite an impact with that particular piece.
Well, it's such a cool blend. Like it sits at the perfect crossroads between something that's EDC friendly and tactical.
Exactly. The neat thing is I've never carried an Ultratech in my entire history until now.
Until now. Now's the time, eh?
Yeah. So, the adaptation is that over the last couple of years, our customers made certain demands. They're like, hey, we love your knives. We could fire them, but a lot of people can't. So just the evolution of seeing that the entire industry started doing what we were doing.
Right.
So, whether we like it or not, it's not a matter that they copied us. I mean, if they step on our intellectual properties, trademarks, that's one thing. But if they've gone their own direction, so we set off a fire in the industry, and now a lot of people are doing the OTF. So we needed to again separate ourselves, in the industry by being innovative.
Show them why Microtech is Microtech.
Right. So doing the same old 1999 model. I mean, it's like, think about the the Ford F-150. The first ones were concepted very, very early on in the century, but the F-150 of the 40s is not the same as it is today. So our thing is that the evolution of these models is something that we're really proud of, but this last evolution was strategically planned. So
it feels like that new blade play thing is like the last piece.
It was the last piece because it was the last piece because what we did is we knew, okay, we're going to have to re-engineer the internals to make the knives throw the same way, but also make them very, very, I wouldn't say easy, but more user friendly. User friendly. I mean, it didn't have to. Our old adage was, well, just put a really tough spring; it's going to pop really hard. The throw of the action, the leverage on the action was everything that we redesigned. So we redesigned everything internally. The knife still works the same way with the two front, the front and the rear lock, but that's also a new patented feature that had to, that we had to interface with the, the ZDP. So the first segment of it was the drivetrain. The drivetrain, got redone inside the Combat Troton, the new Cypher. Of course, we did the adaptation with the hidden screws, which was a nice feature because it's a pain in the ass, but the thing about it is that it's a very neat feature because it gives the knives a very cool look.
And another thing that sets you guys apart too.
It did. So we wanted to be able to separate ourselves from what was being done in the industry, what people took that I did. Because I'm going to say it. I mean, people took what we did and they tried to take it to the next level, but this is where the buck stops. So we couldn't just continue to put a different kind of makeup on this pig. We had to come up with a totally different animal. So that evolution, of course, the way that the clips is used on the knife, a single break in the center, the way that the blade is cut to give you a better blade to handle ratio and more wheelbase that makes it more stable. the drivetrain, along with the leg mounts, everything, the crud cutters, we get pocket cheese in there, that displaces that, that's also another patented feature. So there's up to 7 new patents on this tire mechanism. Cool. The last bit of it was to test the ZDP mechanism, which came out in the Atrius version first. So we were able to do some, allow me to do my custom works at the same time of getting this.
And seeing some of those are phenomenal.
We did not release a single part until our patents were cleared.
Got it.
Because we didn't know if they were going to be challenged. We didn't know if they were going to come back. But the patent on the ZDP came back quicker than any patent we've ever got because it was a real invention.
Right.
And the simpler the better. And then of course we had to go through a testing series on these knives to make sure that they were going to be production worthy. So yeah, we put a lot of forethought into the lineup going forward. So we still have a lot of our OG models that are floating around out there, and the guys love them to death. But it was a combined strategy over, I think it was over 18 months. That it was like, look, I'm going to have to sit down and do an about face because it seems like everybody, is trying to do what we're doing. Right. And I give some companies a really great credit for what they do, and all the rest of it's actually crap. And I'll say that. I'm never gonna discredit a company for doing fine work. And if they do find adaptations of what they're doing, kudos to them. Jump in the water's fine. Right. But we had to take that separation very seriously. So the features that we have on the knife, it's not no bull. It's patented features. They might be able to create something that kind of looks close to this, but internally they're going to have to do it their own way. So that's what separates the brand. Is that new line of innovation. So between the testing, the torture testing, and everything that we did to get to this point,
that's got to be one of the funnest parts of the whole thing.
It gives us a new strategy and platform going forward. So we're excited about it. We're excited about it. So definitely expect some new tech coming out, at least on models. So the Combat Troton, that it'll be the 25 model come mid-year, is going to have all these features. It has all the features but the ZDP incorporated, and we designed them though. And you were just waiting for that piece to be ready. We were waiting for that piece to be ready. Now it'll be incorporated into the piece. Because you got to remember, these knives were never intended to have zero blade play.
Right.
So I know that Gavin Hawk is the one that kind of started that whole thing with the deadlock, which I adore that knife. Fantastic, by the way. People think, well, Tony don't like. No, Tony loves his deadlock. And and the one that Gavin gifted to me, I carry it from time to time, and I cherish it. Totally different mechanism, not to be compared to what we're doing here, but I attribute that, and as the customers came back, they're like, hey, look, now they're comparing blade play on these OTFs. And it was just that enough pride where
you had to respond to it.
I had to respond to it. So now it's going to be the standard in our lineup.
That's the beauty of this industry, is everyone pushes everyone to be better, and the folks like you who can really take that and run with it. It's going to set itself apart. And Microtechs have a new signature feel now.
They really do.
And it feels silky and good. Everything about it.
When we designed it, we went around, all the family members. It's like, well, give it to Aunt Ruthie. If she can do it with both hands, with the arthritis, I think we're good.
Then we're good to go.
She could fire the knives.
Awesome.
So it's like, we didn't want to make them too easy to fire because there's a fine line between it going off or having, not firing.
You don't want it to just slide open.
No, exactly. You don't. But the reliability of the mechanism, it's tunable, which was another big thing. We could tune this through the life of the knife if we need to. So as far as warranty work and repair or just tuning that out, this is the one that I carry in my pocket. Nothing special, but I love the gray.
The matte gray looks great.
Man. And just to let people know, that's not just a simple anodized finish. That is a Type 3 hard coat that has no dye. So it's 2,000 thick, and it's the hardest possible surface that you could put on an aluminum chassis, and it comes out this natural grayish finish. Because you can get a Type 2, which is typically on the colors, which is a hard coat, but it's thinner, and it's very mechanical, but these harder coatings are incorporated into the technology of what we're doing. Just like on the ARs and stuff like that. You get guys who will do the mil-spec hard coat, and then you got guys that just do Cerakote over substrate. It's not the way to go.
Right.
Even our Cerakoted models still have a Type 2 or a Type 3 underneath. Because it's part of the mechanics. We're happy.
Yeah, they're looking great. Super excited by them, like I said. I love the feel. I guess we saw the first bit of these internals last year at SHOT Show.
Sure.
And like I said, seeing you guys turn the whole lineup around, or the whole Microtech identity, into this in about a year in terms of what the consumer's seeing is really admirable. It's so cool.
It was very difficult for us as an organization, because think about it. If I said, hey man, you're driving 65 miles an hour down the road, and I'm like, bro, you got to change your tires, but don't stop.
But don't stop, right?
Or how about you change the carburetor, or change the mechanism on the car, or do some type of repairs, but you got to continue to move.
Right.
That said, doing all this technology all at one time definitely was a whirlwind of other headaches, because
but you're setting yourself up for a good space going forward.
Our thing is we had to do it in such a way strategically not to hurt ourselves.
Right, of course.
Because it wasn't just one knife, it was the whole entire line.
Right.
We had to come back to, give an answer to the industry to say, look we're here to stay, and this is how we're going to do it going forward. So we're going to continue to innovate, hopefully, and we'll continue to, make that bond with our customers, our dealers, our dealer base, and if we can continue to connect and take good criticisms, because we like that. This came out because of your criticisms, so we thank you for that.
So fight us in the comments is what he's saying.
100%. You can like or dislike or whatever, but at the end of the day, we strive on getting constructive criticism on our brand, and we'll strive to continue to do better.
Love it.
Yep.
Tony, thanks so much, man. Appreciate your time
here.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Folks, make sure to keep sticking around for all of our SHOT Show coverage, and we'll leave links in the description. They're going to take you to the Microtech section of our website, where you can see exactly what's in stock right now. A lot of cool stuff over on that page. Thanks so much, guys. Again,
thank you very
Tony.
much. Thank
Cheers.
you. Yeah.